Morning, guys. Got my package yesterday that I was waiting on. Sounds like a bunch of studs. So I'm gonna stud the wife's sled and my sled today. Been looking forward to this, so let's get into it. Okay, let's get this this box open to make sure we have the right size. Wouldn't that be something? Could ship the wrong ones. The 24s, so that's good. And the 20s. Beautiful. Just what I need. So, alright, let's get these open and try not to send them flying everywhere. So I got a 200 count quantity for each sled. My sled takes 208 studs and Chanel's takes 200 and what was it, 216. So I'm gonna be 8 studs short on my track and 16 short on Chanel's. So the reason I didn't get the exact amount was because you have to go up in 50 stud increments, and that extra 50 studs turns out to be an additional 70 bucks. So me being the cheap ass that I am, I stinged out. That's one thing I noticed with these iGrip studs is you've either got to order a lot of extras, and now you got all this extra studs lying around that you're not using. I just see it as a waste of money, whereas versus the push through type studs, you can basically order exactly what you need. Now, I don't know if iGrip does offer to sell you the exact amount of studs. I couldn't find anything. Maybe they do. I don't know. It would be nice if they sold these packages in 25 quantity increments. And I would have been fine with having 15 studs left over, 10 or 15 studs left over. But to have 35, 40 studs left over, I see that as a bit of a waste. Anyways, got this one open. So this is the, what was that? The 24. So this is for Chanel's sled. So they give you the installation tool, and they provide a drill bit, so that's good. I was worried I was going to have to go through my bin of drill bits, and you can see that there. There's the install tool. There's the drill bit. So yeah, let's get into it a bit further here. Now they recommend adding a little bit of dish soap into here, shaking it up, so that they go in a lot easier. So we'll do that after I get these studs marked out, the holes pre-drilled, and yeah. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this orange marker and get a white marker, blue, whatever, anything that stands out. And I'm just going to mark the ends of the lugs that require the studs. On iGrip website, they've got photos for all the different track types for where all these screw-in type studs go. You can't just put them wherever. Maybe you could, I don't know. This is what they recommend anyways, so that's what I'm gonna do. I've also got to figure out a slightly new pattern because I'm gonna be 16 studs short on this track, so I've got to stagger them in a certain way so that it balances out, because I'm a cheap ass. So now that we've got all these lugs marked out, next we're going to drill them out. Now the drill bit that they provide, you only want to go down 3/4 of an inch into the lug. So what I've done is, actually my drill, I can put the bit in as far as it, and it just bottoms out, and I have exactly 3/4 of an inch sticking out. So I'm running a DeWalt drill here, so maybe yours is the same. If not, just measure 3/4 of an inch. Or another thing that you can do is stick it out further and wrap some tape around so you know where to stop. Just so happens that mine goes all the way down, stops, and it's exactly the depth I need. So that's, I kind of got lucky that way, I guess. So let's just start here, and you just want to take your time and make sure you're straight. And that's it. Now some of the stud patterns, so if they get on their website, you can do per bar 4, 4, 4, 4, or you can do 4, 5. So you have 2 here, and then 1 in the center, but you'd need a box of 250, and it's like 236 total studs that you need. What I'm doing, because I cheaped out, I'm doing 4, 3, 4, 4, 3 with 200 studs, and it works out. So if you want to save a little bit of money and not have a whole bunch of excess studs left over, that's just another way to do it, and that's the way I'm doing it. So we'll carry on and keep drilling these out. It is a time-consuming process, that's for sure. I didn't realize how small these screw-in studs actually were. They're very small. So I may be disappointed with this setup, I don't know. Only time will tell. I'm sure a little bit of it'll be better than no studs, that's for sure. I just thought the heads were a little bit bigger. thing I would like to see iGrips do is, like I mentioned earlier, offer stud packs with stud counts of in 25 quantity increments, and that way you can get closer to what you actually require. But everybody wants to sell you more, and yeah, and yes, then you're stuck with leftovers. Waste of money, in my opinion. Okay, so now yeah, got them all drilled out. Yeah, these things are they're small. Anyways, gotta get some. There it is. My dish soap. Sunlight. It's good stuff. So, sprinkle a bit in there. So I actually added a couple drops of water to this package because I noticed that Sunlight dish soap is pretty thick and it was kind of sticking to whatever screw I sprinkled it on, squeezed it out onto, and it wasn't really spreading around to all the other screws. So I put a couple drops of water in the package and then shook it up, and that just kind of dissolved the dish detergent and helped it spread to all the other screws. So yeah, turned out pretty good. Anyways, next what you're going to want to do is install your installation tool into the end of your drill and start installing these things. Yeah, these aren't bad, but wow, time-consuming process, so make sure you set aside some time for this. Because it is slow going. I actually think these might work out pretty good. I don't do any hard starting. Very rare that I do a hard stop. It's just so hard on your toys, the drive line, the track, everything. So I'm very easy on the throttle. So it's very rare that I spin the track. I'm not looking to hook up. I am just looking for a little bit of extra traction on those icy corners in parking lots, you know. That's all I require studs for. Just for some added safety. That's all. If you're looking for max traction and you really want to get all that power to the ground, then yeah, you need some push through studs, because these I don't think will do that for you. Now, there are, on my old track, I had 96 push-through studs. So now, for this, I got 200 of these little guys in here. So you got double the studs. They're a little smaller. So who knows? I've never used these before. They just might turn out to be the cat's ass. only time will tell. And yes, I will give my 2 cents on these, as I do have a couple pennies to spare. Just finished studding this track here. Well, I thought I was done. When I ordered this pack of 200 studs, I was under the impression going into this that I would have to reduce my stud count per bar every 4th bar. If you wanted to do a 4-4-4 pattern, so 4 studs per bar on all the bars, you would need 216 studs. Well, like I say, I knew going in, if I ordered the 200 quantity pack, I wouldn't have enough studs to do that. So I did 4-4-3. Well, turns out I've got 24 studs left over. So I do have enough, and I only need 16 more to do a 4-4-4 pattern. So technically I'll have 8 studs left over, and I only ordered 200. So I'm not sure if they realized. I don't get it. Anyways, I got enough to do a 4-4-4 pattern, which is kind of neat, and I'll have 8 studs left over, so I'll just end up running those up the center lug. I won't have enough to do. I might have to do every other center lug. So I'd probably have to do. I can do this one. I'll skip this one, and then I'll do that one. That I would probably have enough. I'll try that, see where I end up. Anyways, I'm going to use them all up. I was under the impression I didn't even have enough ordering a 200 count to do a 4-4-4 pattern. So, turns out I can. And I can run a few up the center, which if you wanted to do a 4-4-5 pattern, which is what that is, you would need 236 studs total, according to their website. So then you would have to order a 250 quantity pack, and you'd have, 14 studs left over. I don't know, maybe I just got lucky and I got, what'd I get? 200 and 224. We'll say 225 for easy figuring. There again, I don't know if I just got lucky with the quantity on this 200 count package, but technically I shouldn't have had enough to do the amount of studs in this track that I did, according to their website. Anyways, like I say, break time. my arse is getting sore from sitting on this stool, and then I'm gonna dig into my sled and install the ST20R studs. The ones on this track here on the wife's, they are the ST24Rs. Stud. They're neat. It'll be interesting to see how well these hold up. I've heard nothing but good things about them, so yeah, I don't know if the lighting's better on this side. Yeah, a little bit. You can see there. Yeah, we'll try them out. Anyways, yeah. Stick around. I'm gonna dig into that that Yamaha sled shortly here. So I just opened up the ST20R studs. I counted them all. There is 200 in this package. So this 1.5 inch Ripsaw 2 track requires 208 studs according to their online diagram. So, and that's doing 4, 5, 4. So I'm gonna do 4, 4, 4, and since there's supposed to be 48 bars on this track, so that would give me a total of 196 if my math is correct. So I'd have 4 left over. So that's, yeah. So with the middle lug here, they want you to do 3, 1, 2, 3, I believe. I'd have to look at that diagram real quick here. Yeah. So I'm gonna skip out on the center stud, and then it'll be down to 4 per bar, and I'll have just enough. I'll throw in, I'm gonna use them all, but I definitely won't be able to put a stud in each bar in the center of the lug, so I may have to skip, I don't know, 5 or 6. Anyways, we'll figure it out. Okay, so one thing I just noticed on these center lugs, it's saying to put a stud here in the center and then right on the outside. So because I'm only putting 2 on that lug anyways, I'm gonna do the 2 because I don't have enough to do the center on the whole track. So I'm gonna do 2 on the inside points here. These are pretty flexible, like really flexible. And I don't know if you can see, there's a slight taper on the edge here. So the stud's not gonna sit, I don't know how it would sit in there, but it's definitely got a lot of flex, whereas that's pretty solid. So since I'm only doing 2 on these inside the center lugs, I'm just gonna move them to those 2 points there because they're a lot more sturdy and there's more meat and it's flat across the top. So just thought I'd point that out. So I just wanted to show you this real quick. So there's a push through stud. Ah, shit. Hold on, give me a sec. I'll find it. So you can see how small these things are. Okay. It just doesn't want to focus. But that's, yeah, that's it. Similar in size, right at the tip there, I guess, but yeah, definitely a smaller stud. And yeah, so I did the same thing with this track here. I had 7 left over, so there's 48 bars on the Ripsaw 2 1.5 inch cross-country track. So I had, what I have, 7 studs left over. So there again, I just put, I'm putting these in the center here on every other bar. So on this one, skipping this one, and then I put it in right there. So just enough as well. So 200 does this track perfectly fine. You're just, you don't have 3 on every other lug on the center there, which no big deal. So that's pretty well it. I'm gonna install the last one for the day, and then I am going in and getting something to eat and planting my arse on the couch, and I'm gonna continue watching it snow. And it looks like some trail has opened up, so I might just go for a sled ride tomorrow, and then I can test these studs out. And I might just take the Skidoo out too. Leave the wife at home. I have to leave before she wakes up. I'll at least make her coffee in the morning anyways. Okay, well, that's the end of the show. Thanks for watching. If you got any questions on the screw-in stud installation, just let me know. Pretty straightforward installation. But yeah, definitely time-consuming, and get something comfy to sit on. I'm sitting on this little red stool here. It's okay, but it makes for a long day. Anyways, take care, guys.